Welcome back to ESL One Katowice 2019. Our final series is one underway. We've already had our first explosive game between OG and Fnatic, waiting now for the second draft to begin. While we wait for that to happen, though, why don't we have a little bit of fun? Why don't we lighten the mood a little bit here on the panel as we welcome you back to Nahaz, Fogged, and Blitz alongside me. Gents, I'll ask you a weird question.
How weird?
It's kind of out there weird.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, I might regret this. If you were an ogre,
Okay.
and you wanted a second head,
Sure.
who would you pick?
Anyone but Slacks.
Anyone in the world?
Well, I was going to limit it to our team. You know, talent team.
Because you kind of left that really open.
I did, but then I realized that might be bad. I mean, you pick.
Clearly, mine would be Kyle.
Clearly yours would be Kyle.
Right? Because then all day, and we could have all kinds of fun pools, like how long it would take us to kill each other.
Okay, do you know what? You guys have a think about it.
I think
right?
I'd have to pick Owen, to be honest.
Have a think about it. I know you, classic, see? That's why I wanted it to be maybe a bit more worldwide. They're going to have a think about it. Instead, let's find out what the players would pick.
Oh my god, man.
It would have to be someone not annoying and decently good.
Maybe my coach. Yeah, he's a good guy.
I think I'll take a mid one. I don't know. He's fun.
I have no idea. I would actually just murder myself, I think, almost instantly with that option being presented.
This guy.
Yeah, probably.
He's easy to get along with. I'll be the dumb one and the funny one. He'll be the smart one.
This is a tough one. It's clearly not him.
I'm gonna say yep, sir.
My future girlfriend, I guess. / wife.
It has to be someone you have a lot of fun with, and kind of like the Dota part doesn't matter so much, probably.
I would think of some old dude in Dota that will just like die before me, so I'll have a few years of, you know, solitude. But I'm not sure who that'll be.
What about you, Mushi?
I mean, Mushi's okay. E might be better. Like someone just keep telling you to
Envy's.
Yeah, Envy would just keep telling you to get
Envy's
back.
really good outside the game.
Yeah, you're like just playing the game, he's like get back, get back, get back, and then you're just playing, get back, get back, get back.
I'll take Kuro. Bash each other over the head all day and be like arguing, but we're stuck together, something like that. That could be fun. I wonder when the fun stops, but you know, that will be fun at first.
I like it. I don't know which answers I liked best in there.
Oh, clearly Zai.
Zai is because he wanted
I got
you.
your back, baby. I'm gonna die in like 3 days. Let's go.
Christ. I thought the obvious one for Fogged would be Owen.
Well, because I had to think, because I was like, oh, my girlfriend. But then I was like, wait, that's creepy.
Yeah, that's weird, right?
Yeah,
I
no.
thought
Right?
that went...
No.
Right? That's exactly how I
thought the
was
same
feeling.
when KP was like, my future, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, only people
Hey,
that haven't been in a
I
long-term relationship say that.
Yeah. Will, did you come up with someone?
I'd probably choose Ted.
Ted.
Yeah, Ted. Period.
As
for
in
people
period.
that don't know yet.
Fantastic.
He considers me his work wife, and I consider him my work husband. So
Okay.
we get along well.
To be like hitting each other.
No, we hang out, we chill,
right.
we have similar senses of humor.
Yeah.
We're both kind of morons. Like it kind of just works out.
I thought
What
the
is it with
idea
you
was
and
that you have a
husbands,
smart one and a dumb one.
No, it works better if you're both ignorant.
Oh.
It's important.
Okay, this. I feel like there's some Ogre Magi strats going on right now.
It's smart. Trust me, I thought about it. I actually took the entire. I didn't even watch the video. I thought about the entire thing.
How many husbands do you have, though?
Work
You
husbands?
got Purge.
Yeah.
Now we find out about Ted.
I occasionally fill in with ties.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're more like my papa.
Yes,
because you fix my-
absolutely. Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah.
Papa, Papa, please fix my tie.
He does say that.
He does it for me every time. He does it for me every TI. So it's like he never tells me to learn.
It's true.
So he's
I'm
probably
pretty,
clearly okay.
I'm pretty
with
sure I
it.
did tell you to learn and then just gave up.
He tells me to learn as well.
Yeah.
But
Oh, does he do it for you too?
Yeah,
no,
I've
he
done
does
it for him
He does
as
a couple
well.
of them. A couple
Yeah.
of them.
We've both debated.
We don't have. No, it's one of these. Let's do the awkwardness. There we go.
Maybe you two should be sharing heads. Let's move towards the draft and consider perhaps what Fnatic might have been discussing during the break. Any ideas?
Don't take reckless fights against OG. Like that's the one thing is the game was hard for them to win, but there were opportunities. Like
Yeah.
MP played so well that game. And just that one moment where you slip up, that's what OG capitalizes on. I'm starting to realize, like, they like these lineups that punish you hard and just take your base in 3 seconds. You can't slip up with those kinds of mistakes against this team. And the crazy part is they weren't for a while.
Yeah.
But all it takes is that one moment against a team like OG. That's why Secret lost against them.
Yeah.
You don't want to get into these short, scrappy fights with them, Paul.
Before we get into the actual picks of the draft, are you okay with the bans? Because we discussed this a little bit at the start of the game. Would they pick, would they focus on Ro2a? Most teams have. They've gone for the cause. Are you okay with it?
Yeah, definitely fine with it. I think it looks much better. I'd rather, I think after seeing ILTW playing Troll and Ember Spirit every single game here and going beyond Godlike every single game, it makes a lot of sense to take those out. And it's just so flexible because they can put these in so many different roles.
Yeah.
It's
and
like,
if they want the mag, they're presumably going to have to pick it in the first 2.
Yeah, like now this knocks, now it's like, okay, well now Magnus isn't really as scary. Sure, the PA it can be one of those elements, but
this is their flex pick, Alan.
Yep.
The Tiny.
This is
Played
kind of
across
the
the
pick
board.
that they had, yep, they pick it. I think all 5 players. It's like a super
It is
flex
all 5.
pick
Yeah,
for
and
them.
all 5 in the last month, by the way, have played it once.
But this is a big deal, right? This Chen hero, I'm a little bit surprised that it didn't get at least a mild nerf in the current patch. With the importance of lane swaps that we've seen at the last 2 DPC events, and Chen just takes that away. I mean, you can't lane swap against a Chen.
it's like so many things, right? It's the lane swapping factor, and it's a lot about Dota right now, especially in the lanes, is just this regen battle, right? And this hero just makes you save so much money on regen because he just amplifies your regen and gives you built-in kind of tangos with his spell. He's just this like superhero that just does so many different elements in one concept.
And again, we talked about this ability of OG to just leverage one fight. Anything good that happens for OG, it feels like they're able to leverage into so much material across the map, and that's a hero that just fits in perfectly. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That PA. All right, it's on.
DJ Phoenix?
Not necessarily. I do think that there's a chance.
Elsewhere.
Well, remember, before this morning, it didn't GJ with these 2 all-world performances. They had run Phoenix 4 games in a row on jabs. So I think that this is a very, very open draft that should still very easily be DJ Tiny and Jabs Phoenix. Yeah.
Mag ban again, second round.
Oh,
Same
yeah.
as the last time round. Void this time round for OG. They recognise that Fnatic were very good with that in their other game against Mineski.
I love high heavy magic damage versus PA. Just punishes the hero so much until like 20-25 minutes you're not able to actually get involved in the game. And Phoenix provides that and team fight even in the mid game to deal with the PA even once you do have your magic immunity.
Yeah, it was NIP. I corrected myself and I was right the first time. It was NIP that pulled the Void out against OG.
Okay, yeah, it was. Yeah, it was Ace who played it, and that was the one where they like dominated. The game was a total stomp.
They played it twice. The first game was amazing. The second game, not so good.
Now, what's interesting is that the big egg hitter that we've seen come on in this tournament is a hero that neither of these teams really play, and that's Ursa. That's when we talked about Phoenix getting picked in the past, big counters, Ursa, Clinks.
But you do have to use, you do have to use your whole entire, arsenal to take out the egg. But yeah, it was. Yeah. Nyx ban, that's protecting. I mean, that's to guard the Phoenix, straight up. And of course, Jerex has been playing that a lot, so makes sense.
But this is also a big part of the second pick advantage that Kyle and I were talking about yesterday, is the ability to ban into pick to start the second phase. So you wonder if OG are going to take something like the Earth Spirit off the table.
So they haven't played the Ursa since TI.
Yep, that's their last game on it.
Crazy.
Yeah, but we've seen that they're liable to do stuff that they don't normally do.
Yeah.
The Timber ban has to be for something specific.
I think they just
No, they've
don't
just
wanna
been.
play
That's
against
been
the
their
PA
fifth
plus a
ban.
Chen.
That's been their 5th ban, like 4 games in a row.
It slowed down the pace.
Oh, it
right?
has been. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong game, actually. I was like, what? I was super confused for a second. My bad.
Plus, it's got to be annoying against their strat. It's a hero that just kind of sits there. He takes towers himself too, and he slows down the pace of the game. He cuts waves really nicely. Like it kind of just works against. When you have like mid-game timing strats, I think Timber's like that's when he shines by far, right?
Okay. Now this is another hero. It's been pretty much overlooked. I wonder if we're going to see a second straight mix-up mid from Thompson. This is probably Jerex on the Earthshaker.
Yep.
But this could be mid-shaker.
Yep, they've only played this one since DI as well.
Who played it?
I will
I would imagine it was.
It was against the Final Tribe.
Mad has played it.
Because I know
In the
people
last
have
two
been playing it
patches.
in the offlane.
Yeah,
That's what I
Mad
know.
has
Some
played it.
people.
It was mad. The only time that
was.
they played it in the last 6 months, last 8 months actually, since TI. The only time they played it was mad.
Was mad. Okay.
And they won against the final tribe.
All right. I think I remember that game.
Okay,
That's why I was
that
like,
was
wait
a
a minute.
qual. That was a EU qual game.
EU, Bucharest minor.
Oh, at the minor,
No,
itself,
no,
or the qual?
qualified
The qual.
for the
yeah,
minor, yeah.
I remember that. Oh man.
Well, that's secure to the team fight right now
Yeah.
for Fnatic. So Phoenix plus Brew. So I guess because they don't play like Coddle, they're just like, all right, we're gonna take the Phoenix instead as a way. Because people were, I mean, Secret in particular were like, Brew and Coddle in the game. Well, we'll take it. We'll win every team fight.
Right.
This is a similar, I guess, type of concept.
I just think, Ice is so good on the Brewmaster, not only playing around the Primal Split, but also even without it. Just covers so much space on that map.
It's a dispel as well, right, for that Divine Favor that's so obnoxious. Even in team fights, like that Divine Favor makes a big difference.
Yeah, it's as Kyle, I thought Kyle, this was one of his strongest points on the panel all event, that that is the only AoE offensive dispel.
I mean, there's just not that many dispels, period,
Right,
anymore.
right.
So yeah.
Especially since Diffusal got nerfed, absolutely.
I mean, he's always been the only AoE dispel in the game.
What about something like Beastmaster for OG?
You could do that if you wanted to, if you didn't mind preserving the flex value of the Earthshaker, right? Because I think if you pick Beastmaster, Earthshaker's got to be somewhere other than the 3.
Oh wait, Oracle is it's technically AoE dispel as well, by the way. But
Oh, that's true. That's true.
technically,
Yeah.
technically it is.
Okay. Good call.
This is pressure though that he can put into the lane. That's what we've been seeing a lot from the Brew. Is you hit so hard. Sure, the blur isn't really that much of an aspect you have to worry about in that laning phase. So I would assume that would be Ice's Brew.
Well, you mentioned Oracle. That would be ordinarily a hero that we would be talking about for OG, but with this kind of sustained team fight, these big AoE abilities from the Phoenix and the Brewmaster, I think that the singles target save loses what?
Okay. Now
That's
we're
the
into
egg-
really weird
old-
stuff
that's
because
the
the last
old
time,
school egg killer.
last time they played Mirana was against the final tribe in the Bucharest minor qualifiers on the same day that they played the Earthshaker.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's something
And it's
they've
the
ran
only
before.
time they've played it in the last 6 months, well, since TI again.
Oh,
Abed Khan.
I like that pick a lot more.
Oh, that's a really, really
Wasn't
nice
that banned
pick.
last time?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And it was one of the heroes that we were talking about toward the end of the draft for the 10th pick.
Okay. Well, they can't do what they did against the final tribe last time because the Monkey King and the Tusk were in that game. Incredibly, that game, by the way, had Oracle, Earthshaker, Tusk, Mirana, Monkey King.
There is so much team fight right now on the side of Fnatic. The damage I feel on OG is limited as well. They want to just, I mean, it's a PA. They just want to go late game, and that's where their damage comes from. But with the RUM and just how tanky the heroes on Fnatic are right now, I do feel like OG is lacking.
It is, but they've got a heck of a lot of reach. I mean, you think
true.
back to how Liquid used to run the Earthshaker, where you get the long-range stun, you have the arrow to combo it, the PA just jumps on top, and all of a sudden, you start every fight 5v4.
What about the egg?
The leap, that's the pick, the Mirana.
That's why they picked it, isn't it?
Absolutely it is.
Yeah.
It also helps them set a pace, because the Moonlight Shadow is like this, it's like a smoke pretty much that you can constantly be picking fights when you want to, and you can disengage from fights when you want to as well. So versus that Phoenix Egg, you can also choose. It's like, oh, all right, they have their ults. We can actually just pop our Moonlight Shadow and disengage.
Why the Spectre ban?
I was just trying to figure that out myself.
They want to have the late game advantage. I think that's just the big thing.
So that's a ban for them, not necessarily the.
Although PA doesn't even feel that bad against Spec.
Yeah, it doesn't, but I don't know. That's the only thing.
I think Fnatic's picking Jug. They're just gonna put like a Jug lone druid. I don't like Weaver as a hero, but especially since the Swarm no longer pieces Magic community. But that is also an MP special. I just go back to this question. So we think Mirana is mid, Shaker is 3 and PA's 1.
That's how they ran it last time. They had Pycat, of course, back then.
And we're following our usual format of giving the last pick to Jerax.
Yeah.
That Terrorblade pick is weird to me though. You've got a ton of magic damage.
And into Earthshaker.
Yeah.
That was we saw that at TI. Look, Jerax even like, oh, I remember that. I remember that TI match. I was Earthshaker in that one versus a Terrorblade.
Maybe that's why they give him the Earthshaker now.
It's super strange.
Yeah. But if they don't, what is their pick here?
They have some pretty longer cooldowns now on the side of Fnatic with that too, having to rely on Meta and Baru and Phoenix, but
Fnatic with the Husker Bin is
power
interesting.
push. That's what you're talking about, right? With the jug. That's the thing that this gives them. Make sure that they can force down objectives. High armor as well versus that PA.
Oh man.
Tide.
Who's
Ro2a?
Who's mid here?
Yeah.
Couldn't you do Tide mid?
I think you could. That's why I asked.
Yeah, I think you can.
That's why I asked.
All right. Well, they've only played this once since 2017.
Tide maybe fixes some of the team fight problems that we were so concerned about throughout the draft.
Yeah.
But this OG lineup,
Very strange, isn't it? Very strange.
Feels hard to execute.
So the last time they played Tide, they have played it in the last 3 months. As I said, once since 2007. That was also mad playing the Tide. So they've got a little bit of option here.
Okay.
I think this is Jerax Shaker.
Yeah, I would
and
imagine.
Tide.
Yeah. Let's see if we can see when he picks it on his screen.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, he's got it.
It's going to be the Shaker.
All right,
Yep.
all right. TI,
That makes more sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Especially for the Terrorblade in this game as well. All right, well, they're going to continue figuring out how they're going to start this game. You can see Ro2a dishing out the orders. Gents, what do you make of that? That's a little bit out of left field from OG. We asked if they had a plan B. This feels like plan X.
This is completely nothing even similar to what they've run at this entire tournament here. I mean, the Chen, of course, is there.
But thereafter.
But I don't think it's that dissimilar from what they've been playing.
Okay, in style, you mean?
Yeah, I think the Fnatic's lineup feels a little bit easier to execute, but this is the style of Dota. The heroes are different, but the tempo is the same. The win condition is the same for OG.
I just don't like Mirana too much as a hero, though.
Hey,
That's
get out of
my only
here.
thing, but I'm not too
Mirana's
sure.
fine. What are you on about?
Okay.
Mirana hater.
I was just saying.
We should head back to the arena, where Game 2 is about to begin.
If you're a lover of team fights, I think you're gonna like this game. We have ourselves a heavy initiation, heavy counter initiation. OG and Fnatic pulling out some unique drafts, and just to tell everyone where he is, it's Thompson, Tide Hunter, and Jerax is of course on that ES.
Of course it is.
Of course it is. Kyle never doubted Kyle knowing what was gonna happen.
Well, it's more that I saw something unconventional that could be played mid, so you figure it's got to be Thompson on it. There's just no other reason. He's become bored with Invoker, you know? You got to do something a little flashier. Is it flash? I don't even know. He's planting fake trees.
No, he's growing a garden. That's all it is. He wants to just spruce the place up a little bit. You've got the winnings from TI. You may as well get a landscaper in.
Man, they are really dedicated to
They're really
enhancing
tall.
the viewer experience.
Do you think about I increase the tree height so I can hide a Tide Hunter? Because you can't actually properly see him in the mid lane. There's a little bit of a contest going over the bottom room. It's Ro2a and ILTW who's just playing with pigs at the moment. Fnatic, they're the ones looking to jump in a little bit further forward, and right now we can't throw attacks at range, but there's no reason why we can't have bacon.
Jeez. This game's a clown fiesta already. It'll be interesting to see how OG play these fights. I admittedly not quite sure what they're looking to do here. The Tide does provide a ton of negative armor. You look, he's going for Bassi first item, so we can expect him to go for this aura style. Vlad's, probably a Deso, eventually a Blink on tops, and maybe even like the Medallion. You get the Gush talent at level 20.
Ro2a, be really careful. DJ's just going to walk up to him, hit him with a tree, and that's first blood. Jabs N0tail thought it was all a friendly game, like no tackle, we're just playing touch.
And up top, you're going to have Tiny TB versus Mirana Shaker. I gotta think this is favored towards MP here. You see Seb arrowing for the range creep already. Meta going to be popped. Should look to try and dominate this lane during the duration.
How do you feel about the Mirana? The panel was a little iffy about it. Fog didn't really like it that much either. What do you think?
I'm definitely not a fan, but it does at least give you a slight answer to the TB. I think he might look to go for
God,
the Axe build.
Dead. N0tail's physical damage has been so heavy, and Jabs is also very, very low on the side, so N0tail buffs himself up. Jabs will keep running, but N0tail, one more attack will do it, and oh, maybe not. Stick charges available for the Phoenix. Meow survived, he's even N0tail tipping him while the chase is still going, and Jabs will TP out under the cover of Fog of War.
And it's still good to harass. You also have the lane pushing, which is really nice for the PA, because you can just CS freely. Ice, not level 2 yet, so can't really trade harass too well. Up top, watch for the arrow stun.
Yep.
Ooh.
Fish around, but the creep waves is a little too close towards MP. It's not liking the line.
I think this mid matchup is worth watching as well. You already have Tide doubling up Abed's CS. Very difficult, like Kunkka doesn't have many tough matchups, but Tide definitely is one. You have 40% damage reduction as is. In addition, you hit for 70, you get 90 bonus, just like the level 2 anchor smash. So you harass Kunkka quite hard if he gets in melee range.
Ice is just, he's staying in the face of ILTW, but always so low on life. Both Jabs and Ice always appear to be licking their wounds.
And Jabs gives him a salve though, should be okay. He bought the stick as well. This is something that a lot of top teams are doing. Whenever you're playing against PA, first item stick at all times, because he has to see us with Dagger as Phantom Assassin. Nice pull by N0tail. Crowd cheers.
All right, come on. Death is not something to be celebrated.
I feel like being a TI winner though makes you immune to that sort of thing. I guarantee if someone were to bring it up after this game,
N0tail would laugh.
Yeah, win or lose, you think it's hilarious.
It's like, okay. He's not even like a proper feeder.
Yeah. This is an interesting game so far. He looks like Thompson. Yeah, he is going to be going Bracer into Vlad's.
Wow, top. Jirax, he just wants to try and land a little bit of extra damage into MP, but the never-ending avalanche of DJ. It's so difficult to do.
He's got to be careful. He's salved up in the trees.
Oh, Fisher's off cooldown in 2 seconds' time. He has Mango to help if he needs to create some space for Seb. They can now salve himself as well. Ice is going to do the pull. Very difficult with N0tail. He was able to steal this ghost very early on. So he just keeps it on Ice, slowing down that movement speed.
It's so annoying to play against.
Just Chen in general. On top lane, Jirax will fall. Went back into the tree line. DJ and MP found him.
They're doing better in this lane than I would have expected. I mean, I just haven't seen Mirana Shaker in some time. But only 1 deny for the Fnatic lineup, whereas Jarek's already with 4. He's just using his enchant totem to do archer denies, which is a very underrated aspect of laning mechanics nowadays. Like Purge showed earlier in the Weatherman segment about how Troll kept CSing with the throwing of the axe.
He's got Icarus dive so he can get himself away, but he really wanted to drag the creep wave with him. Now it's going to be a double wave pushing out the bottom. Something which can be potentially controlled by OG. And Jabs, actually, he's got no Icarus dive. N0tail can't keep up with him. There's too many illusions.
Top lane.
Couldn't find the slow, but as you said, up on top lane, the avalanche from DJ creates some space for MP to begin the run away. Jirax has some extra damage, but still, that's a very tanky DJ.
MP indeed, they're doing a very good job playing around their creep wave because you got to be afraid of the stun arrow combination, which might be happening to MP right now. No more salve for him.
I'll leap in. Seb wants to find the information first. Fisher, as you said, is going to be available. They start with the stomp and the arrow. Perfect connection. And all the damage that OG required to get the kill on MP.
And not just that, it's the perfect timing as well. They go for this kill right at the 5-minute rune spawn. And now they have a bottle on Seb. They might even be able to get both of them here. And it looks like they will. So well played by OG. They're doing the same thing bottom.
They actually jump forward. Looking for the Phoenix, but Jabs already claimed the one on bottom lane. Just far enough away from the Ancient Dragons, he won't deny himself to neutrals accidentally.
Yep. I'm just not sold on the Tide. I think it could work, especially if he goes perhaps for like the medallion style looks like he's getting another Bassi, just stacking up the armor. And, you know, looking at the Fnatic lineup, the Kunkka Cleave was changed from pure to physical damage, so it is reduced by armor. Terrorblade, of course, just raw physical.
It's just that teamfight presence though, right? Like you pick it up as the 5th because you know you're up against Phoenix, you're up against Kunkka, you're up against the Brewmaster Chaos. Like you need something really strong against that, and ES initiation isn't just enough, right?
And I just love OG and their understanding of armor mechanics. Oh, Mode coming in on Dobson.
Yeah, that's gonna miss. Ice on bottom lane is gonna be the one to really get killed off. Fissure blocked up. Jirax with the easy rotation down. They're able to trap the Brewmaster on the wrong side of the tracks. But Ice has been forcing this for a while, and they're already changing up their lanes. Jabs up to top, need to give them some levels.
Dude, how about the fact that OG are winning every single lane? And I don't know if they're going to get outscared. Like, Thompson's going to be walking around with +6 armor aura, just thanks to his double Bassi mechanic. Well, Vlad's Bassi. I expect he might go for, like, maybe a medallion. Like, you just spam minus armor and give plus armor to your whole side, and the games almost always come down to physical damage. 3K lead? How has OG won every lane with this combination?
It seems crazy. Like, they're meant to wait for a little bit, like, until Ravage appears before you get victories, but they're making the Mirana and ES work. It's not a foreign combination. We always remember Seb used to play this a hell of a lot. I think it was when he played back for Quantic, when it was the Bane and Mirana combo, and the concept is very similar with the ES. ES can just get stun lockdowns. Now they're going to go bottom lane. Ice. The Fissure from Jirax. He couldn't get in range. It's that level 1, but he just needs to walk a little bit closer. Support is in the neighborhood from DJ. And it looks like Terrorblade is actually completely off the top lane. They're letting Phoenix stand on top, and Terrorblade is now farming in jungle. This is what Fnatic has been driven to. And Jirax is hunting. They saw where the Observer Wall was planted. DJ gonna start with the Avalanche. Does he want to toss him up? Yeah, he will. Into MP. That's a Metamorphosis, but Moonlight Shadow, you've already got level 6 on Mirana. In fact, he only just popped level 6, and maybe Jirax can turn around for his own form of damage into MP. And then back into Invis. He doesn't have a TP scroll available. Nice. He runs to the right and then goes back left. He's perfectly duked Fnatic as the Moonlight Shadow is going to end. And another Observer Wall planted down for extra vision. This guy is a god.
You want to talk about value? He got the big Satyr, did damage to the TB, which now forces the Shrine, and he placed a ward. Like, you can't ask for more.
Oh, he's going to kill the Courier? No way. Oh, the damage.
My God.
It's not enough. It's a level 1 totem.
Look how close he is to level 5 as well. 3 experience. Had he had level 2 enchant totem, that courier is dead.
You know the funny thing too is that a courier was meant to move down to help him get the D ward, but they can't see up on the hill right now. So Jirax, just by attacking and having the shield on cooldown, he's actually stopping Fnatic from getting the D ward, and he's leeching experience.
And he gets the red creep. My God, dude. It's just, this is so annoying to deal with. And these microaggressions that you can get away with on the side of OG when the enemy side doesn't have threat for you and you have the vision advantage, it wins you the game slowly. You know, it's
Look
just
towards bottom lane. You've already got the X-Mark spot over on the Phantom Assassin. ILTW pulled back in by Arbed. Here's that mid-rotation going to work, and Phantom Assassin will go down. Ice. Gets the brawler out. Ro2a could not create enough space. But don't worry, Jirax will do that instead. He's going to walk up. Seb is here under the cover of an Invis rune. He'll get a triple starfall out. Jirax isn't level 6 just yet. He doesn't have enough damage. He has to run away. 3 heroes, maybe too much. The torrent will not be able to connect. An arrow flies forward, easily dodged out by Arbed, and the avalanche from DJ creating more space. Even with 3 leaps, Mirana did not chase.
Yeah, but you can see the big benefit of the Fnatic lineup is going to be their ability to combine the teamfight edge they have with the cheap and easy disable thanks to the Kunkka and the DJ Tiny. They just have to try and use these ults. They've got split.
Ice is dead. Brew actually has to split right now if he wants to try and survive, or he just lets it go. Can't really sacrifice it at all. Into the trees. He can climb available. Can at least let that out? No, he can't. Seb gets the Starfall kill. I cannot believe just how heavy Thompson's getting out of control. Yeah, 4.7k in the net worth.
He's been farming that medium camp next to the mid lane this entire time, and he's just every single wave he's doing this. Now going to continue to farm. He's getting 2 camps plus every creep wave, and he's not missing any CS.
There's maybe some kind of revenge. Kill Jirax. That's the plan, right? Torrent is going to connect and follows the ship. They're trying to make sure he cannot be up. He cannot take that bounty rune. MP's nearby. I think he's actually a little concerned of Jirax having damage, and Jirax, the Fire Spirits, is burning him. Icarus dive forward. Jirax, he's ticking, but he's not going to tick low enough. He's just juking every which way, and what? He doesn't get hit by the torrent, and once again, into enemy territory. It's the last thing they'll expect.
And he's going to get another super deep ward off undetected. This man, God, it's just like, Jarex gets so much credit as a player, but it's underrated how often he's the one doing the warding. You can't look to, you don't want to be forced to move as No-Tails Chen. He's trying to get creeps, control lane, push towers, and very few forward positions, Yapzor another one notable, that will actually place wards for their team. And not just place them, but do it in a way that your 5 position isn't angry reviewing the replay about how you just walked blindly in division to get all of the wards that I've purchased countered.
It'll help out Chen even more by picking up arcane boots by 10 minutes in. The push is coming towards the mid lane. Ro2a keeps control of that traitor catapult. And the tower will be denied up by DJ, so OG. They've now had 2 of the tier 1 towers of Fnatic fall, but they won't get the money for the mid. And it looks like a group up from Fnatic. Is this now the time when they want to get aggressive? I'm seeing a smoke coming out as well as Observe Ward and Sentry. They definitely want to move in. They need to find something.
Dude, look at the net worth on MP. And Baron, you're not really ever the hyper carry you want to be because you're playing against an Earthshaker. We don't see this hero anymore, but it used to be first picked, mostly in part to deny the TV.
Seb's just standing perfectly still to get the X-Mark spot just to ensure the ship will be able to connect, and Seb goes down. Dice begins his Bruising Split. He's looking for Jirax. He's had enough of this pesky, bloody ES, but the damage, okay, you actually had the immolation. That'll stop it. Tossing in Arbed, ensure this Jirax does fall, and that's exactly what happens. Ice will claim the kill. And while they did already have the Mirana, you do have the Bruise Split claiming the second, or ensuring the second.
You can see Thompson, he's going to be going for the Greaves rush, it appears. He'll have that mech finished soon, already with Arcane's Vlad's Bassi, so it's a ton of armor. When he uses the mech, that's +8 armor just being around Thompson represents. And the side of Fnatic, you only really have physical damage unless Jabs comes online. And this is getting scary because you look at Fnatic, I don't know if they'll be able to deal enough DPS. They have the window of the meta, but specifically the Bruise Split and the boat. If you get those cooldowns burnt, look, another. Look at them come. They always have a wolf in some way. Doom ate it last game. This time they've got it with Chen.
And we're going to increase that damage, right? 99 plus 51 on a Tidehunter for the moment. Ice sees the fissure coming from Jirax, but the Moonlight Shadow, they're invis once again, and Ice has no way out, no extra mana, so he cannot split. It's already on cooldown. Ice can't deny himself to Roshan. In fact, he's already leading OG to water, or in this case, Roshan.
It's crazy, but OG, yes, last game, they're all dying in their own jungle, away from objectives. We don't care if we feed a Fnatic here and there, but when they're finding kills with the invises, with the smokes, it always feels like they're immediately able to turn that into a real edge on the map. Seb's in a little bit of trouble. He's got leap, can't get X'd.
He's out of range of that level 4 X marks the spot. Roshan's still going down, but the Fire Spirits try and slow down the attack speed. Chen's the one doing more damage to Roshan at the moment, and Phoenix, here comes another Sprite, buying more time, slowing everyone down. ILTW was able to dodge it this time around. Here comes your ship, here comes your Torrent, combining with the Avalanche. In fact, well, actually no, Icarus dive in, the Echo Slam, Jirax cancelling Phoenix, he never got the Supernova off. Radiant will take Roshan, Aegis is secured into ILTW.
And well played by Jirax. You can see Thompson was having none of it either, though. He was always going to be blowing Ravage as that Aegis became available. I don't blame him for using the cooldown. You could argue that he squandered it, but it's so critical that they not just get the Roche kill, but also the Aegis. That's the real advantage. You have no problem now farming for another 2 minutes as you wait for Ravage to come back off cooldown. And you can see by the heat map, Thompson has just been chilling.
I'm actually surprised they couldn't commit more. I was looking for the ship. In fact, I was calling the ship because I thought I heard it coming from the side, but Arbed never released. And
watch. Look what No-Tails just did. He just walked bottom, okay? From the Roche pit, he walked straight bottom so that Thompson can farm mid, and then immediately he's teleported bottom to start shoving this lane. This is what 5 positions are supposed to do in this patch. You're support. Just help your boys get that little bit of efficiency. And all game, it feels like OG just doing the little things to give them the tiny windows to improve their position.
So what do Fnatic do? We talk about how great OG's lineup's been so far, all the advantages they've got, but Fnatic still have fantastic team fight. How do they make it work?
Well, we've seen their draft. Hang on, top lane. Okay, they'll miss the arrow.
We'll be fine.
Fnatic, we've seen
DJ
their lineup.
may not be. He pulled him in. Ro2a dragging Thompson from the farm on the bottom lane into killing of DJ, just has to instantly TP away.
They need to try and find engagements with Egg, with Split, with both, but OG's doing a great job of just continuing to rat the map, and I'm sure when they start to look to push as Ravage comes back off cooldown, And as it comes up, they're going to smoke. 40 seconds remaining, but Thompson will just bait. He makes himself the target, but Fnatic, you just can't reliably go for this tide. He has 17 armor and a mech active. Not to mention he'll be life-stealing every anchor smash. Good ward from Jabs, though. You can see it's sniffing out this movement from OG.
Sees Chen, they realize the Thompson is bait, but it's not going to stop DJ initiating in through the back lines. The Torrent's coming in, but they didn't get the X mark spots. Has to start burning him with the Sunray. Thompson doesn't have Ravage for 20 more seconds, but they have the mech, they have the sustain, and they have the invis with the Moonlight Shadow. Fnatic want to disengage. Back behind the tier 2 tower, tossing away ILTW. Arrow flies forward. It won't connect on anything, and Brewmaster into the split. They want to isolate Tide. 8 seconds until Ravage is up, and he's tanking through it. A quick jump away. ILTW, he just jumped over to Ro2a, who again is there when the time's right. Ravage is now off cooldown, and Brewmaster split's got only 2 more seconds left. OG have forced Fnatic to fight unwillingly, and they still haven't even got themselves a kill.
MP is going to be able to get the tier 2 bottom, however. Nope, just kidding.
Seb TP'd out, but they found a target. ILTW low. Sunray trying to burn him out, but here comes Thompson. He'll be pretty frivolous with this Ravage. He's looking to kill off Ice. Here it flies. 2, won't connect on the 3rd. Kunkka doesn't have the ghost ship. He doesn't have it available on the Echo Slam. Cancelling again the Icarus dive of Jabs. He did not retreat in time, and OG 16.5 minutes of pushing the tier 3 tower.
It's just so smooth and fluid. Seb, he denies the push bottom from MP. And now he's back.
There's no TP on Terrorblade. He can't come back to this fight just yet. In fact, I think they have to let this mid-racks go. I can't believe I'm saying that. 17 minutes in. Kunkka's going to slow it down. Terrorblade's going to try and creep, skip out. Actually, he's not even leaving the jungle.
Look at and the siege creeps. They get double Chen buff, so that creep is plus 96 damage. It's like single-handedly chipping away at that melee racks.
This whole fight is without Terrorblade. He doesn't want to join. Metamorphosis is up. Now he's walking back in. Still no Tide Ravage. Greaves is there, but Brewmaster, the crit damage. Ice will fall as ILTW just goes in deep. Finally, Terrorblade has rejoined the fight, but look at Jiro. He's like, hey, I know you. You're the hero I'm meant to be countering. Wait for me. Arped, what do you do? The crits again. ILTW does so much. Now Reflection is up. Is OG in a little too deep? A quick jump away. They get away from the Sunray. Fitch will help cancel as well. Terrorblade standing his ground, looking for his own fight. Thompson, he can tank through this. 1900 HP, but it's DJ who drops down. ILTW crits him again. The Torrent creates space for MP, but no mana for Sunder. He was totally not in this game at all. Has OG... We're not even 18 minutes in, and they're fighting Fnatic under their tier 4 towers and claiming mid-racks.
This is disgusting. This is absolutely filthy. I can't... There are not enough adjectives to describe what OG has done. They have broken Fnatic. The dire side is lost completely. They have never seen this before, I am certain. And just... all the little things, you could write a book on what OG has done. Everything they could possibly do to cement their advantage, to use all the gold they've accumulated as efficiently as possible so that they are peaking at this 16-minute mark. Greaves, a huge heal of 300 every 35 seconds, plus 8 armor around the Tide once it's used. Jarex has a blink. ILTW continuously just playing in and out, in and out.
I still can't believe that entire fight happened. Like, it was a 1-minute push up where MP didn't have a TP scroll and even decided not to walk back. Like, he stayed inside the jungle for so long. Now maybe on bottom lane, Fnatic can take the engagement they want. Over towards ILTW, they will get the ship combination. Thompson's there, Ravage, he's gonna blow it. Ice is already on the split, sending the Tide up and towards the air. PA has already died, and this is what Fnatic needed. End the spree. They've gone into the supernova. Thompson, he's taunting his way out, but he'll be dragged back into Kunkka. And Tidehunter, there really should be no escape from this one. They're locking him. Here's the Sunray burn again, combining fire and water together. Thompson will finally die, but it takes an entire Fnatic lineup to do it.
Seb just solo killed the Terrorblade as that went down.
Oh my. Fnatic, we're trying to find positive things.
Jarex, the reason that's happening, and
because Jarex has the blink dagger reveal.
Yes. So we are all distracted, even us. We're watching bottom as Fnatic finally find an opening, but Jarex and Seb, they were hunting independently of that. And that's what this Chen pick gives you, because you can always be playing in 2 areas at once, and sure, you get punished, but the hero that would love this space, that would be able to take this minor ad from Fnatic into tower pressure is dead. So it doesn't even change the game state of the status quo, and you can just patiently wait for Roche. It'll respawn between 1:30 to 4:30 from now. And look at the net worths.
Yep. 10K in favor of OG. It has started to level up a little bit, same with the experience. In fact, the experience bounced the way of Fnatic just because of those 2 kills on bottom lane. Gold may change a little bit once Jabs can complete up the Hand of Midas and hit his level 10 talent. This is really slow for a Phoenix. Yeah, this game versus every other one, it's Topson. No game is the standard game SAP when a Topson's playing.
The auras, man. When that push went down, they had a Wolf and a Catapult. This game, now they have an Ursa creep, plus 15 attack speed to your team. The Wolf's plus 30% damage. The Vlad's is plus 15% damage. And then the Chen buff, of course, 48 attack damage, plus a heal of 25 per second. It's like this stacking of tank ability and damage increase. It's just, it's beautiful. Like it just, the numbers, they add up. And OG looks like they're gonna win.
The numbers look pretty
game
damn
after
good, man.
game.
I think it's like it's 12-1 odds in favor of OG. They are looking really, really nice at the moment. Fnatic, they need to find that small win percentage. They need to find something to bring them back. So here we go. Smoke it up, find an opening. Anyone they can get, preferably a call.
Let's see what they look to do on OG. And once again, they're gonna play this awesome Radiant high ground around the Roche pit. Might be able to find Seb here, but he does have BKB.
Now there's your jump. Blink in. No BKB in time. Leap away. Okay, he will get it off after the leap. So Half-Life was taken off that one hero.
And look at the circles.
guys. We can go here.
Yeah, Roche respawns in 45 seconds. You got to be a little cautious, perhaps, if you're OG, but I don't think you can kill Tidehunter. And Topson just can walk in. If he gets an anchor smash off, he's talented for it.
Look to the mid, the blink, echo, control, the double stun, and the cleave crit. Say goodbye to Jabs. He wasn't even the primary target. It was a collateral.
Yeah, we're talking about armor. Tied with talent, 85% damage reduction, Toby. He can just walk at TB. God forbid he hits him with it, and you're hitting for 20. The illusions die immediately. There's just no way Fnatic can deal damage unless they get a huge ultimate combo off right now.
Kunkka's burning even more money. He's looking for a nice cleave to work with that crit of the Daedalus, looking for some kind of opening. They're hitting pretty hard into ILTW, but he's still got 1 charges. The Sunray's burning, and the Brewmaster creating kills in the backlines. They still want Venom Assassin, but the damage, where is it? It doesn't exist for Fnatic. That's Supernova. It's in Timbuktu. No one is near this at all. And now OG's like, okay, our turn to fight. Ravager Valve, Starfall hits the money. A double stun the backlines. DJ and Arbed not where they want to be. And OG, they can just push up. But they don't have the creep wave. It actually got pulled off by DJ and cleaved out. But it doesn't matter when the middle lane is pushing in as well, or they've just got crap tons of damage. This Rax is toast.
The only thing that's going to stop this from being a GG is the fact that the tier 2 bottom's still alive. Radiant scan right on top of themselves just in case Kunk is in the area.
And once again, Tiny just has to creep skip the top. Anything to keep the wave out. Anything to give Fnatic backdoor regeneration.
And again, just look at No-Tail, just helping his team stay efficient. He TP's mid into the Roche pit and summons in his PA. It's better than a taxi service. It's teleportation.
Yeah. This is scary when you look around the world and all the other teams who will be watching this event going, hey, OG, are they actually getting back into this? Have they finally clicked as a unit? It was taking some time to do so. ILTW, you wondered if he could actually fill that slot the Pycat was meant to do, which didn't really happen. OG even just blind predictions, but it's not there.
You would think by now people would have learned not to count OG out after a slow start.
You would
to
really
a patch
think
to a
that.
season. I mean, these guys won TI and took a break.
Yeah.
They're back. They have figured out the meta, and really, it just looks like OG and Secret are the only 2 teams that have a shot at winning the event. Gambit, don't want to count them out, but they're going to need to come back tomorrow with something more than just Visage Nyx if they want to take out this side of OG.
You'll know they'll be learning, and you know they'll be aggressive, so either way, Gambit's going to put on a great show for us tomorrow with whoever is able to win this series. Remember, anything can happen. It's still Dota.
They're just so good at controlling the mechanics of the way damage can be dealt. Double BKB, rushed on the 2 cores after their initial item. The Tide just walking in with Pipe, Greaves, Vlads, and Anchor Smash. Chen always with the great creeps.
This courier is so loaded at the moment. Delivers a Shadow Blade, still has the Solar Crest, has a Dragonlance for Seb. So they'll turn it around to get that Solar Crest over towards Topson.
Yep.
So he went for the whole build-up and one final lane of racks. This is the defense line for Fnatic. No one can pass. And if they do, the home is in trouble. DJ, I think he's looking for his own little jump, combining with the X-Mark spot and toss back. Who's he going to find into the back lines? Looking at Ro2a, but the arrow flies through the tree line. They knew where he jumped from and gets the 5 seconds done. Goodbye to your tiny. Buyback is available. So something of value was definitely lost, but where is your initiation? Once again, Terraplay's not there. At this time, though, MP does at least have a TP scroll, but they can actually say, you know what, we still can't fight. Fight against Megas? That can't be. Ice is ready to run through the back of the echo! There you are! And there you go! GG, it's done in style. OG have 2-0 Fnatic and propel themselves in a lower bracket run. They're no strange that's how they came onto the scene. The Frankfurt Major. It's like, you know what? Hey, maybe we're not the greatest team, but we'll start at the very start of the lower bracket and fight our way through Asta, through NIP, and now through Fnatic.
The line is, you know, playing chess when your opponent's playing checkers, but OG makes everyone else look like they're playing Connect 4. This was a clinic, secret, previous series, put on a show of a different style, but this is like, I don't even know what to say. There was no hope. The moment they went high ground and took that racks, like that's it. The game can play itself from there on out, and OG still doing all of the little things. Every individual player doing his part to give his team the biggest advantage possible.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to pick an MVP. I feel like we're not talking about Jarex because he doesn't have any auras, but he made so many plays.
This is what you always want, like it's fantastic individual plays from every single member of OG, but you never want to say one is above the other. They're always just syncing, locking together, understanding the world. Yeah, Ro2a brings you to the fight, then you make the most of it. Jirax's plays as well. How much of a pain in the ass was Jirax in this series? Always behind the line. Terrorblade never had any kind of breathing room, and no wonder. Fnatic, they just ran out of oxygen. Yes, you made yourself a lower bracket final position. Well done to ILTW.
And well done to the entire squad, really. It was a rough start to the season, as we've discussed, but certainly back in form.
Yeah.
I really don't know what to say. You know, credit to Fnatic. They've played a good tournament. They end this in 4th, but
yeah,
it's a placement they just know all too well. And I think if they want to take that next step as a team, you've got to learn not just from your plays, but like just the game plans, because what Secret is doing, what OG is doing, it's on another level right now from pretty much every other team in the world.
That it is. I can't wait to see him play even more, but of course, we have ourselves the pain in the ass himself, Jirax on stage with Eerie.
Jirax, we were talking behind, and I was talking with some of the, there you go. We were talking with some of the, of course, talent backstage, and I mean, OG is, you could say, is an underdog team. You know, I mean, when you guys are down, I mean, you guys just come back. I mean, would you say that this is when you play your best, when you guys have your backs against the wall? Does it come out for some reason? I mean, would you say that you guys play this way when a situation like this happens?
Probably not related to that so much. Probably just finding our way of playing the game together, and just it kind of hit the moment like previous series, I feel, where we kind of understood what we want to do, and now we have been just keeping going on with that.
We were talking right before we went on. You, Fnatic started very, very strong. Game 1, they looked like they had it, and did you feel that you guys definitely got a comeback, or did you feel that there were errors in Fnatic that you guys took advantage of?
We had some struggles in the early game. I think that played a big part on how people saw the game, and the mentality was a little bad by us, and I think that caused us make mistakes, and that's why probably the game looked so bad, if people say, but we were very confident in our draft and just played with it.
And lastly, you guys are, of course, coming from a long break from TI, from winning TI. You guys are rebuilding and trying to, of course, grow together. How has that been for you guys? How are you guys feeling as a team?
We have been kind of growing. We kind of recreated OG because the meta is very different, and you have to find your own things you can do. And right now, I think we are very comfortable with the things we have been doing so far. So that's pretty much it.
Well, it's definitely been showing, Jerax. You guys have made it to, of course, our final day. Good luck further. You have Gambit tomorrow. Give it up for Jerax of OG, ladies and gentlemen.
Congratulations to OG. They've confirmed themselves a top 3 spot and slain a team that have finished 5th, 6th at the last 2 majors. That sent out a certain signal. I wonder what our panel made of it. We're back with Nahaz, with Fogged, and with Blitz. Gents, so it's a good result. You know, forget how they did it and the fact that it was so easy in that second game, because it really was. I mean, when you're doing Roshan by 12 minutes and you're 12k ahead. I mean, it was done, wasn't it? 12 minutes into the game. So let's not talk too much about the game. There's not much to break down, but let's talk about the overall performance. Where does it fit in right now, and how far have OG come during this tournament?
Well, I think, again, what we said after Game 1 has so much significance in that OG has proven now that they can handle that adversity in the early game. Game 2 is going to happen because we know these are world-class players. Yep. We know that they're masters of strategy. But the fact that they can respond to that early game adversity, come back and convert a game where, in many ways, the odds were stacked against them. Tomorrow, though, again, it's the second half of the question, I think. Gambit has been their kryptonite in the last few months. I think if they can convert that series, I'm not picking against them at the minor.
I'm really liking something that Jarek said during that game, or during the end of that interview. Just Dota's in a place where there's so many different strategies that you can play, and I feel like it's been growing and growing more over time, right? With talent additions, with everything that keeps changing over and over again, and just how many elements just always get added, right? So there's a lot of different ways that you can actually look at the game, and different styles can be viewed. Like, just because Secret is running mid-Pangolier, right, doesn't mean it's the absolute best hero in the game. It just suits their players, their style, right? So for OG, they have their style, right? Their Ember, their Trolls, now even busting out a Tide mid, which did phenomenally. Went for this like Vlad's Bassi super tank build, super good. It fits them, and that's the way that they played around it. Even though he said, like, you know, the beginning of that first game, some things went wrong, our mentality got a little bit shifted. We were still very confident in our draft, and as long as we stick with our style, that's the way we want to be and be identified.
Okay. I don't think that was necessarily a plan B, Will, but it was something different, wasn't it?
No, I actually think they kind of went for what they wanted to do. Like, they wanted to end the game early. Like we said, they don't like long games. Yep. It was just going to be interesting because you had 2 teams that had the same goal. They like those sub 30-minute games. And so I thought there was a chance that maybe it could be a little bit different. Usually when that happens, it somehow turns into this like 40-minute game where they're battling nonstop, or like we saw in the DC Mineski game, 2 aggressive teams fought against each other. It took 72 minutes. It was the longest game that we've had at an ESL. But I mean, OG just overwhelmed them strategy-wise. Yeah. They were willing to improvise. I'm pretty certain that Murano was mid at first when they drafted it, and then they were willing to switch it into the offlane. So in that regard, yes, they were willing to be really
That was more like Secret.
Yeah, exactly. And it's that flexibility that, you know, okay, maybe our players haven't played this. Maybe Venge mid isn't really in our arsenal. Maybe Tide mid, offlane. I don't know any offlaners that are really practicing Murano a lot, because that hero's kind of dumpster tier. But
apart from Moon.
The fact that they were willing to do stuff like that, I think shows quite a bit.
All right, we're going to wrap up the show, obviously, very shortly. Talk about the whole day and look forward to our final grand final day. But let's check in with Purge for one last time.
Vodafone presents the pre-match. The Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel Power Plays.
Hey guys, OG's laning was really interesting in that game. They got off to a really great start. We're 3 minutes in here when I'm starting with my clips, and they already have a 1k gold advantage. No kills on the board other than them getting first blood, but they're winning. And I think what they planned to do here with the Tidehunter was provide a great solution, a laning solution against Kunkka, and it worked out fantastic. The reason is because of Tide's 2 skills. His Kraken Shell here blocks up to 24 damage, including from creeps and cleave and right click from Abed, the Kunkka. And then with his Anchor Smash, he can basically harass his opponent and get last hits. And if he pushes his wave, he can walk back to his medium camp and he can clear that really easily. And then the cool part is that he transitions building towards Vlad. It's very typical for what Tidehunter builds, but once he gets the Mask of Death, what it provides him is a very easy way not only to sustain in the lane, but basically just offset any harass that Abed can do. And at this point in the game, we're looking at already a pretty significant last hit advantage. He's up by 7. He has slightly less denies, but his laning stage so far is really successful. So even when he does get harassed, what ends up happening is when he uses Anchor Smash in a full creep wave, He goes from about 570 health to about 700. So he's getting 130 HP every single time he uses Anchor Smash. This early Ring of Basilius he has gives him enough mana to make sure that he can just completely out-sustain against Abed. That lane is essentially won, not by a massive amount, but enough for it to matter on the board. And on the top lane, this lane was also really significant. They started off with that arrow there. It hits the range creep that gets him a huge amount of experience in the lane. And importantly, the way that Terrorblade here works is he uses his third skill, Metamorphosis, to make sure that he has ranged capabilities for attacking, and so that he has more lane presence. He can get more last hits, essentially. Jarex uses a lot of fissures. They continue attacking. Very importantly there, Seb ended up pulling the creeps away from his range creep, so that's not deniable. And when the next creep wave came, Seb ends up going for another arrow on the range creep. And what this does is, if we take a look at the lane, as soon as that ends up happening, 2 range creeps completely full HP. The MP here playing Terrorblade is forced to get as many last hits as possible, and he is fairly successful, but they're able to hit level 2 here, do a ton of damage to him, and now his Metamorphosis is gone. So this is really important. He gets a bunch of these last hits under tower, but once the creep wave pushes past the tower, he doesn't have Metamorphosis anymore. He can't contest his last hits. He's in melee form, and now Jarex and Seb get to control the lane. Look how he has to play now. He's sitting back. He can't approach the creep wave. He can't get denies. He can't get last hits, because if he does, his HP gets lowered. So it's really important that they were able to do fissure stuns and harassment, and as a result, they won mid lane, they won top lane, and basically Fnatic was so desperate for last hits, they even did stuff like this. Krunko Boat just to get creep waves, and tops and still glyphed it. It was just utter lane domination by OG that game.
It's good. Yeah, I'm
nice.
I'm
That's
mesmerized. I was still looking at. I just love it so much. I just want to. Can I keep Purge?
I love the top lane thing, right?
Yeah.
Just like
Fantastic.
the power of TB is when he has that meta and such a long cooldown, he took advantage of it.
I've not seen a game like that where TB looks so dysfunctional and useless in a game for a long time.
I feel like they should have sort of anticipated, like based on the picks when they last picked that TB, right?
Yep.
It's like, you know what OG's trying to do. They're not hiding it exactly. It's very clear what their objective is.
Yeah.
They're trying to end the game at an early pace. TB, it's way too greedy in my opinion versus their lineup. Even the PA, like the way that they use it, they just get like 1 item on her and then they run at you. They get a BKB on her, and then they scale her into this like weird mid-game hero that can go late game. And I think they were fearing that, so they decided like, we'll be a little bit greedier in this. But I just don't think it works out like that.
All right, well, let's wrap up the day. Let's check in with the brackets and show you how things have shaken out on day number 5, the second day of the main event here at ESL One Katowice. So this is the upper bracket. Team Secret going through Gambit in under an hour yet again for the second series in a row against Gambit during this particular tournament. 2-0, and Team Secret made their way through to the grand final. Nothing unexpected about that, perhaps. But the fireworks today were all in the lower bracket. Fnatic versus Maneski was a fabulous game. If you missed that, please, I know you can see the result, but it's still worth watching, trust me, especially the first game. A lot of fun in that one, and we've rounded things out with OG, an absolutely dominant force in the second game. But again, game 1, very interesting, a lot of fun, worth watching on the VOD if you missed it. They won 2-0 against Fnatic. That leaves Gambit versus OG, and the winner will go back to the grand final to play Team Secret. Just 3 teams left. Are these the 3 that you would have predicted at the outset of this tournament? Well,
I don't know if I can honestly say that. I probably would have put NiP instead of OG,
right,
but it would have been pretty close.
Anyone have Fnatic in their top 3?
I had OG, NIP, and Fnatic as the 3
I mean, it's a fair thing when you look at Fnatic's form, isn't it? 2 majors, top 6. You think, yeah, okay, lots of those middle, the teams above them that they kept losing to, the LGDs, the Liquids, and this, not here, right? So, Secret, Fnatic, maybe Gambit. We haven't really got major form from them, but they've been the ones in form over the last few months. So, I think a lot of people had those 3, but maybe not OG.
Yeah, maybe not, and it's really cool to see how the 3 teams that I would say bring their own unique style the most to the game right now are the 3 that are actually making it to the in this tournament.
I don't want to hold you up anymore because I know everyone's finishing the show, but MVP by Mercedes-Benz, which by the way is open. You can go and do that right now. We'll put a link up on the screen, and you can fill in your MVP by Mercedes-Benz to help decide who will take home a Mercedes-Benz tomorrow. It's getting close, gents. There's only 3 teams, so 1 name from each of you tonight before we shut down. Who have you got?
I think Zai took the lead for me today for Secret, but I I think there are a couple names from OG that snuck their way into that conversation too.
All right. Fogged?
One name. Come on.
It's difficult.
Man.
I mean, you don't have to pick one. You can give me a few if you think there's a few in the running.
I think like Zai, mid one, and Nisha have been phenomenal. I'd probably edge a little bit toward mid one still.
Okay. All right.
I don't. We've never really given a repeat, and I would love to give it to mid one, but if not, then I would probably give it to Zai.
Okay. Where's Nisha in this? Is he in the running?
I think he's third. Because I think Secret's going to win this tournament.
Right.
Spoiler alert.
What? Will, stop giving things away.
I think they're the favorites, and I mean, we should pick the tournament favorite or the tournament winner.
We can have that argument tomorrow because that is a good argument, though. Does the MVP have to come from the winning team?
But what about the captain? Like, he's the one bringing the magic too.
He's the one that put them together.
And Gapstor's owning every game.
They win a third one, we'll talk. They win a third one, we'll talk.
I don't think
I'm
there's
just
a
saying
wrong
that's
answer in that
that's why I
discussion.
felt like it was so hard because
Yeah.
everybody's playing such a big part in that team.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, gents. Thanks to all of our broadcast crew for another fantastic day here. Day number 5 is in the history books. We're down to just 3 teams now in the hunt for ESL One Katowice Championships. And all of that will be decided on Championship Sunday tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Do some of the diving forward. Now the TP's come in. Maneski are starting to back off Fnatic. If they can take this fight, it'll be huge. They drag back Arjit into the stun. Arjit is going to keep herself alive, but finally forced to get the big kill onto the troll. Fnatic, can they chase more out of this? There's still good mana on Abed. They'll zip forward, controlling Pylite Eye. They'll bring down the jet. 2 kills for Fnatic. Can they get more? Blade Fury attempted by Moon. As you'll head towards DJ, Febby gets burnt down by DJ Fnatic. They've found 3. The vortex from Abed drags Moon forward. They get the Omni Slash up, but it doesn't matter. As Fnatic hold hands, stand together, tank the damage, and will...
Previous